Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we are going to be doing some longer-term technical analysis on Bitcoin because, as you guys know, I have a slightly different opinion on where I think Bitcoin is going over the next 12 months as opposed to the rest of the cryptocurrency space here on YouTube. A lot of people think that Bitcoin might be returning to $20,000 before the year is out, and those people very well may be right, but I am not so inclined to jump right on that bandwagon, and in fact, I actually think quite a bit differently than most people here in this space. I think you guys are going to get a lot of good value out of today's video because it's very important that we have an understanding of just how bullish Bitcoin is, not just that Bitcoin is bullish. Do you see the important difference there? Bitcoin could be remarkably bullish or it could be just a little bit bullish, and it's important that we have some idea of the actual trajectory of Bitcoin because just saying that Bitcoin is going up is not really all that specific. I think you guys are going to get a lot of great value out of today's video. If you do, as always, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's come to my attention that many of the people that watch this channel are not actually subscribed to this channel. It's completely free, and you can do it with one click of a button, and you'll help out this channel greatly. Hit it down below. But before we dive on into it, I do want to mention one thing, and that is the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. As you guys know, CT2A is on sale for the next several days. You can use that coupon code right over there, August 2020, to get $40 off at checkout on the academy that's going to teach you everything you need to know to lay a strong foundation in your understanding of technical analysis so that you can use that to profitably analyze, trade, and invest in cryptocurrency markets. And at the end of the day, isn't that what we're all here to do? More on that at the end of the video, but for now though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, I have some bad news. I have some very bad news. This is kind of embarrassing. I'm surprised I'm even saying this on camera, by the way, because this is kind of personal. It's my birthday. I'm 20 years old. Guys, I'm not 19 anymore. I'm not you're not taking not financial advice. You're not taking financial opinions from a teenager anymore. I'm kind of salty about that because I really loved doing this at 19, but I am now 20 as of, I was born in the late morning, so as of about an hour ago, I'm 20 years old. It was my 21st birthday. Think about that. It's a fact. Anyway, let's jump onto the chart. Guys, I've been thinking about the last year quite a lot today, so I think it makes a lot of sense that we zoom out and think about the coming year in today's video, because as you guys can see on this chart, Bitcoin recently did break bullish above this long-term downtrending level of resistance. And when we're zoomed in, looking so closely at Bitcoin's chart, we run into a problem where we completely forget to zoom out and look at the longer-term perspective on the market that we currently find ourselves in, guys, because it's very important that we have a long-term perspective on what the market is doing, and it's very easy to forget that when we're zoomed in looking at the little minutia of what's going on the hourly, 4-hourly, and daily chart. It's very easy for us to forget what Bitcoin is doing on the longer term. There are many different reasons to believe that Bitcoin is in a proper bull market right now, and I'll go ahead and quickly run through 3 of them. Number 1, Bitcoin has broken this massive downtrending level of resistance. A break of a level of resistance that's 2.5 years long, that is going to lead to major bullishness, more so than we've seen so far. Number 2, we have had a golden cross between the 50 and the 200 daily simple moving averages. As we can see right here, it happened on May the 21st, 2020. Only a handful of these have ever happened in the history of Bitcoin, and they normally lead to bull markets. But even more so, if we look out to the weekly chart, we can see that Bitcoin recently bounced off of the 200 weekly simple moving average. Well, what happens when Bitcoin does that? It's only happened a few times in history, once down here, a second time down here, and a third time now. Every single one of these times, Bitcoin has kicked off a bull market. Guys, I can keep going. There are plenty of other reasons to believe that Bitcoin has entered a bull market. In fact, we've made an entire video on that. There are literally dozens of indicators saying that we've gone into a bull market. So that leaves us with the question, how far do we go? Where does this actually leave us at the end of this? Because Bitcoin's shortest bull market happened at the beginning of last year, and it only lasted about 5 months. The longest bull market that Bitcoin has ever seen was the 2016-17 bull market, and it lasted 26 months. Obviously, there's quite a lot of variety and variance in those different markets. So how far does Bitcoin go, and how long do we stay bullish? How long do we stay bullish? I was on a roll there. I was going in one take, and I just blew it. But nah, it's good. It's good. We're going to keep going. We're okay. Yeah. Well, to answer that question, we first need to understand what is facing Bitcoin right now. And guys, as you can see on the weekly chart, this is the first red candlestick that we've seen coming out of Bitcoin in the last month. This isn't closed yet, of course, but it's getting there because, you know, today is Sunday, and at the time of recording this, there's almost exactly 7 hours before this candlestick, in fact, closes. So we're likely to see our first red candlestick. But looking at the longer term perspective, we can see that Bitcoin has 3 major levels of resistance that it's going to have to get above in the next year or so. Those, of course, being our current level of resistance around $12,000, our next level of resistance sitting here around $13,700 based on our previous resistance here on the 24th of June 2019, and then, of course, $20,000. Something very important to understand is that every one of these levels of resistance is a major level of resistance and is going to be difficult for Bitcoin to get through independently. And all 3 of them collectively won't be the easiest thing Bitcoin has ever done. But keep this in mind too. Bitcoin is above almost all of its resistance. Almost all of the resistance that Bitcoin needed to break through, all the way from $6,000 to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and almost 12 now, Bitcoin is above. We may have 3 major levels of resistance left, but there's not actually much resistance left. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because that paints a very clear picture for Bitcoin. While we're only about 60% of the way back to all-time high, as far as how much resistance we have to break through, we're over 90% of the way there because we've broken most of the resistance levels. You combine that with the fact that we've just had a halving, we have massive fundamental bullishness coming into the space, good amounts of retail and institutional adoption coming in, and you realize that, yes, the pathway to $20,000 is very well paved, maybe even with bricks of gold. But we also need to consider the global economic financial climate right now and how much money actually can go into Bitcoin. Because for Bitcoin to return to $20,000, we are going to need to see nearly $180 billion worth of market capitalization return to this space. Simple calculation of $20,000 per Bitcoin times 18,500,000 Bitcoin gives us a market capitalization of $370 billion. Subtract that from current market capitalization, we come to $155 billion worth of market capitalization that we need to bring back into this space. So where exactly is $155 billion going to come from? And that is at the heart of this problem. Guys, while I do believe that Bitcoin is in a very bullish climate right now, yes, we've broken most of the resistance. It's undeniable that we are in a bull market, and $20,000 is probably not as far as we thought it was 4 months ago. We're still going to need to bring in nearly $250 billion worth of valuation. Now, by the way, that does not mean that we need $250 billion of Bitcoin to be bought. That means we need $250 billion almost of valuation. There is a difference there. And the reason I say $250 billion and not $155 billion is because we're also going to see money pour into the altcoins. You add all that up, it comes to about $250 billion. So guys, therein is the problem with the idea of Bitcoin returning to $20,000 this year. Because what's going on in 2020? I think we all know what's going on in 2020, and in fact, luckily, the thing that's going on in 2020 is not what is causing my head cold, but it is most certainly causing some kind of cold for millions of other people around the world, unfortunately. We just can't ignore the fact that gross domestic product in America dropped by 30% last quarter. We just can't ignore the fact that the global economy has shut down for several months, and we're going to be feeling the economic ramifications of that for the next several years. But we also can't ignore the trillions of dollars being printed in the United States right now, which right now the US dollar is going through a period of deflation, which actually is a bad thing because we have a debt problem, but that's going to end up rolling over into an inflationary problem in the next several years as we add more and more trillions onto the United States federal debt. Friends, Bitcoin is very bullish right now. There's no disputing that. The Bitcoin space, in the bubble that it exists in, is very bullish. But that bubble is starting to get other attachments to the rest of the global economy, and we can't ignore the state of the global economy right now and the fact that it's going to get worse before it gets better. The stock market might be at all-time high right now, but you can bet your bottom dollar that it's not going to stay there. There will be some kind of economic pullback in the stock market unless there's some absolutely ridiculous, future-destroying manipulation going on in that market. The point I'm trying to make here is that while the stock market might be at all-time highs, that does not mean that we're going to be able to see that same influx of valuation that went into stocks going into Bitcoin. Because what do people like doing during pullbacks? They like putting their money in something they trust, in assets they trust that are non-inflationary. Bitcoin is non-inflationary, but it's not necessarily perceived as low risk by the general public. And that's the point. We need the institutions putting money into Bitcoin. We need people putting money into Bitcoin. And while we see Bitcoin as very low risk, and it's obviously got an inflation cap on it, many people are not going to see Bitcoin as of a low risk investment as they see gold. 20 years from now would be a different story. 20 years from now, in this exact economic climate, Bitcoin would be exploding right now. It's already doing well, but I'm talking exploding. But it's not doing that because many people are putting their money into more safer things like gold and silver. Do I think Bitcoin's a risky investment? Absolutely. But do I think it's a good idea to invest in an economic pullback? Yeah. Most people don't agree with me, though, because Bitcoin has not anywhere near reached mass adoption. I really do need to start speaking slower. No, I'm kidding. I will never. Trust me. I promise. It's one of my core values. I got to talk as fast as I can to just annoy all the people in the comments section. I'm kidding. Anyway, guys, you might be wondering, Jeb, where are you going with this? The place I'm going with this is this. A lot of people are thinking Bitcoin's returning to $20,000 before the end of the year. Very well may happen. Understand that $250 billion is a drop in the bucket compared to the global economy. We just printed $6 trillion worth of money. We've lost tens of trillions of dollars worth of global gross domestic product. $250 billion is not actually that much money in the grand scheme of things. But does it improve the odds of Bitcoin returning to $20,000 this year? It doesn't. Not in the slightest. I think Bitcoin is very bullish, and coming out of this when the global economy stabilizes, I think what happened is going to be one of the greatest things that ever occurred for Bitcoin, because we have proven the doubters wrong who said when Bitcoin goes into when the global economy goes into a recession, Bitcoin's going to tank. Well, you know what? It did, and then it recovered faster than any other market on the planet. What has happened to this economy will be one of the greatest things that has ever occurred to Bitcoin in the long run. Not right now, though. It is my opinion that Bitcoin is going to suffer its trajectory because of this economy. Remember when I started this video and I said what happens to Bitcoin is not just a matter of are we this bullish or are we that bullish? We need to have some kind of specificity about how bullish we are. We are bullish, but we're having even more bullishness robbed from us by the craziness that's going on in the global economy right now. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? I think it means that we don't return to $20,000 this year. I think it means that we return to $20,000 maybe in the summer of next year. You guys know I'm a little bit more conservative with my estimates than some people are, and the reason I want to do that is because I want you guys preparing for the worst and hoping for the best, or in this case, preparing for a slightly not as good outcome and hoping for the even better outcome. I find in business, in life, in entrepreneurship, in trading, in investing, in just about anything, it's often a good idea to assume you're going to dislike things a little bit more than you think they are. It's going to cost a little bit more than you think it is. It's going to happen a little bit slower than you think it is. And it's going to take more time than you think it is. If you do that with business, you're going to thank yourself. If you do that with Bitcoin, you're going to thank yourself. Assume that it's going to be slower. Assume that it's going to be harder. Assume that you're going to like it less than you think you will. Assume it's going to be a little bit worse than you think it will. So when it inevitably gets bad at some point, you've already adjusted your expectations accordingly. It's very important to set your expectations in a way that is conducive to success. And setting your expectations that Bitcoin will go to $20,000 by the end of next summer is a much better expectation than setting your expectation that it's going to go there in the next 2 months. Because in which case are you going to be let down? I'd rather be gifted with a happy surprise than with a negative surprise, right? I think I make sense on that. Hopefully I do. Tell me in the comment section down below. So guys, all of this a long-winded and detailed way of me saying that I disagree with many people in the cryptocurrency space that say Bitcoin is returning to $20,000 this year. Could I be wrong? Absolutely, guys. I've been wrong many times in the past, and I'll be wrong many times in the future. That humility is extremely important in trading, and please remember, that's one of the most important things in trading and in life in general, is to remember to keep your ego in check. But even if Bitcoin does go to $20,000 by the end of the year, I think it's much better mentally to believe that it will go there by the end of next year so you don't get overconfident, because overconfidence is the first step down a path that leads to destruction. So how soon will Bitcoin return to $20,000? Probably within the next 12 months. It's a big old probably, though. We'll see. Do I hope that it goes there in the next 3 months? Yes. But I don't want to get overambitious. I want to curb my expectations and make sure that I'm surprised in a good way, not in a bad way. Tell me what you guys think about that in the comment section down below, and tell me if you think you agree with my technical analysis and my analysis of the global economy and our current financial situation here in crypto. There is simply no denying, based on a logical argument, that Bitcoin looks very bullish right now, that the blockchain industry is going places. The market analysis shows projections of the blockchain industry going from a $4 or $5 billion industry right now to a $25 billion industry with a 30% CAGR, that's continual average growth rate, over the next 5 years. We have very good reason to believe that Bitcoin will share in the growth that is going to happen in the blockchain industry, and I think that we are in the right place at the right time to make a lot of money for ourselves and perhaps even enough to make generational wealth that we can leave a legacy for our kids and grandkids, and that is what we really should be here for. So anyway, guys, that's my take on the market. Like I said, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, there are a lot of you guys who watch these videos and aren't. Hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it does help out the channel. You'll be helping to support a mission that I hope you guys can get behind, which is to help as many people learn technical analysis here as possible. Guys, before we go, I do want to mention one thing, and that would be this. The Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is currently on sale, and guys, if you want to get access to over 36 videos and 12 hours of high-quality educational content, I highly encourage you to check us out. The link in the description down below. You know what? Do me a birthday favor. Head over to our website with the link down below and watch these 2 free preview videos, how to set up and use TradingView, and how to spot a winning indicator and pattern. Both of these videos are completely free previews over on our site, and even if you don't decide to join us, you're going to get a lot of value out of both of those. Guys, CT2A turns 2 years old in a month to the day. I launched this academy 1 month to the day after I turned 18 years old. And it's based on over 3 years of experience in this market, working here literally every single day from myself. We have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee, not that it ever really gets used. In fact, I got an email from someone yesterday encouraging me to get rid of our refund policy because it's such a good program that it's costing us money because people shouldn't be refunding it. That was literally the email we got. I'll read you the subject header. Kerwin says, stop the refund policy. We literally got an email about it yesterday. That's hilarious. Guys, we have a ton of people that have gone through the academy, and you can talk to some of them in our Discord server down below if you would like to. CT2A is the one and really only sponsor of this channel. We do have a Bybit referral link down below. We have a NordVPN referral link down below, but those referral links don't pay the bills. CT2A pays the bills around here, keeps payroll running so that we can keep making these videos and bringing you guys high-quality content. We are about to explode, guys. We have so much stuff going on behind the scenes. I cannot wait to show you. And this academy is what makes that possible. So if you guys want to help to support this channel while also helping to support your own journey in crypto so that you can understand these markets and profit in them and follow in the footsteps of thousands of students who have seen success because of the academy, hit us up down below. Use the coupon code August2020 at checkout and get $40 off on the academy. That'll help you take the next step in your journey to learning TA. Guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, I do just want to say that I found crypto when I was 16 years old. I started the channel when I was 17 years old. We launched the academy when I was 18 years old. We founded the company when I was 19 years old. And I am stoked to find out what 20 is going to bring. We move into our office in, about 9 days. The 1st of September, we move in with myself, Taylor, other Taylor. We have 2 Taylors on staff now. Shannon, Gia, and Kim. There's 6 of us. There's about to be 6 of us. This is going from a 2-man operation, me and Taylor, to a 6-man operation. And you better believe you guys are going to see some results from that here on this channel. I am so incredibly pumped. Get fired up in the comment section down below. I want to hear it down there if you want to see an office tour, by the way, or some cool stuff from that. Shout out to everybody on the team. Everybody is stupid fired up, and I am so proud of every single person who's coming along on this ride right now. I'm so excited, guys, and I can't wait to bring you guys more quality content because of it. Guys, it's been a long and quite literally life-changing journey here on YouTube. And I want to make sure that I never get too high and mighty to hide behind my Instagram followers to pretend like, oh, I always knew this was going to happen, or boost my own ego with saying, oh, we have 52,000 subscribers. I'm so cool. I don't want to do that. I want to stay as real as possible with you guys. And thank you so much, really, for being along on this journey. I remember when we had 5 subscribers. Now we have 50,000. That's just nuts. So thank you guys so much. I really mean it. I really do. Been 20 years of my life now. Here's to another 20. I'm going to be here for a while. You can't get rid of me. We're about to do a lot of good in the world. If you want to be a part of that, hit the subscribe button down below. I guarantee you're going to know my name if you leave right now. I'm not saying that out of pride. I'm saying that because I have a God-given mission, and I'm expecting this going to pay out. This going to work because I'm going to help a lot of people. I'm really looking forward to it. Anyway, guys, enough of that mushy crap. We got to say an outro. But before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.